Hi everyone, it's me, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor King World, Lita here. And I know it's kind of dark, but I'm in the rain shield. So anyway, today we're going to talk about, you know, why Deke Sailor Moon never got put on disc. Now, there are going to be those out there who say it did, but it really did not. There are fake ones out there, bootleg ones, that are being sold, but never no true ones. Now, it was put on VHS back in the day, but that's about it as far as what it went. Now, some folks are going to say the grounds why it didn't get put on disc because A. Deke Lee lost the films. I don't know if that's true or not, but that could be a belief. Another belief goes is they didn't put Deke Sailor Moon on disc because no one likes it and no one would buy it. I don't know if that's true or not. I know if the Deke Lee Sailor Moon ever did come out, I know that on disc, I know I would buy it because we know how hard it is to seek the Deke Lee Sailor Moon and how you got to go through sundriest websites just to seek it. So if WILDBRAIN ever did put Sailor Moon on disc, it would be good. Now some folks will say the grounds to why it also didn't get put on disc is because some will say that Deke didn't take a good care of Sailor Moon when they had it. I don't know if that's true or not. You hear sagas, you hear tales from folks talking about how the folks at Deke Lee from 20OYL to 2008YL didn't take really good care of the Sailor Moon films that they had or the discs that they had, because I guess sometime it must have been shifted from tape to disc, I guess. Now I don't know if that's true or not. Some folks say because it's a big ownership thing. But I don't truly believe in my mind, I don't think that Toei has ownership over the Deke Sailor Moon. Or I don't really think they would. Because one, there are so many things about it that makes it unlikely. One, when any time you watch Deke Sailor Moon, it'll say double right 9 between 94 YL. Or it might say double right 9 between 98 YL. Or no, 9 between 97 YL. Meaning that the Walt Disney meaning that Toei ended up selling Deke Lee Sailor Moon to them and 9 between 94 and 9 between 95 YL. But Disney and Deke only had the rights to the films that they made their Sailor Moon from and had to give all those things back and 9 between 99 YL, which is true. But I believe that the Walt Disney business, when they owned Deke Lee from 9 between 95 YL to 2001 YL, may have taken good care of the discs. We don't know. They were on film, yeah, or they shifted disc, I don't know. But we don't really know what happened because we know the Walt Disney business sold Deke Lee off back to Andy Hayward in 2001 YL until Andy Hayward sold it to Cookie Jar or Cookie Can Glee in 2008 YL. And from then on, Deke Lee was mostly dead and being sold to DMX, which ended up becoming WILDBRAIN. Now, I'm getting way ahead of myself. We're getting back to what we were talking about. So, anyway, Deke Lee's Sailor Moon should be put on disc. I mean, yes, there are going to be a lot of things about it that some folks are going to scave and say, oh, why did they skim some of the wrestling or some of the fighting out of it? Why did they shift the borrowed names out? Why did they shift the Dawnish borrowed names out for other borrowed names? They'll say. There'll be some things that they'll scave or either for it, but you got to keep in mind the Deke Lee Sailor Moon was a crafting of its time. And I don't think any of that would stop it from being put on disc or sold. I know if the Deep Glee Sailor Moon ever did get put on disc by WILDBRAIN, it would be cool. Because then no one would have to run all over the crazy interwebs to seek it. And you know how that would be. You would have the first 2 followings on disc. That would not mean the free films, because the free films were pioneers, so you wouldn't get the free films. But what you would get with Sailor Moon and Sailor Moon R, you would get the first 2 followings the way that Deke had them back in the day. They might be upscaled a little, being an SD or HD or whatever, but that would be mostly it. And I know someone out there will say, well then, why would WILDBRAIN even want to put Deke Sailor Moon on disc? Or should I call it WILDBRAIN Sailor Moon now? Well, since there are a lot of folks out there who grew up with the Deke Sailor Moon, a lot of folks out there who like that Sailor Moon, and it would be a cool way of getting something that is hard to get. You know? So, anyway, it is what it is. So that's my thoughts on why Deke Sailor Moon, or should I call it WILDBRAIN Sailor Moon, because WILDBRAIN has owned all the Deke things since 2012 YL, when they bought Cookie Jar or Cookie Can Glee, and they were formerly DMX News before they ended up shifting their name over to WILDBRAIN. But anyway, at the end of the day, I do think that Deke Sailor Moon would be a good thing if it was put on disc. Is it ever going to be put on disc? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that asking thing. So your guess is good as mine when it comes to that. Alright, that's it. That's all the time I got. I, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor King Rolita, and I'll see you later.